I think I have made enough. ये काट देना. Hello everyone, this is CA Rishabh Jain and welcome to my channel Bhidwara CA Gurukul. As promised, I am back with a video on 100% short success strategy for CA final students for November 2021 exams. Basically, intended audience for this video is those people who have appeared multiple times in CA final, either both groups or single group, and yet they don't know like what is the proper strategy to accomplish this exam. So without wasting any time, let's focus. Let's start with my 8-step model. So basically a short success strategy, like as claimed in the group icon of the group video, like what how to start, like there are like around 75 days left. Okay, so 75 days left, how to start and how to complete this. So first thing is you should analyze the question papers and then apply for certified copies. Now analyze, how to analyze. Basically analyzing is like if you see like 1A, 1B, 1C, then 2A, 2B, 2C, and that goes on, okay, till 7 question. So what you have to do is you have to allot marks in that. Like if you think 1A I am going to score 3 out of 8, 1B I attempted perfectly, so 6 out of 8. 1C I have attempted theory question, but it will be like, so this way you have to give all your marks and then you have to total like it comes like 57. So now when the answer sheet comes, when the certified copies come, you can match your answers with like the actual marks, so that if you think it, you were supposed to score 3 marks in this, 6 marks in this, and now you get to know that this have scored 4, this have scored 2, and this have scored 2. So this will give you an interpretation of that this topic, whichever topic would be, this topic is your strength and this topic is your weakness. You thought that it will be a scoring question, but you scored actually less. So this way we will interpret how the results, when and why did you score 57 instead of, like, why did you score 38 instead of 57. So this is very important. So this second part we will do when we get the notebook. So first part we will do is this part, we will do this, and then we will identify our weaknesses and strength. So the topics of your strength we will study after we have completed the topics of our weaknesses. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to pick up the paper and award marks in front of each question. Now tally with the certified copies. When certified copies comes, identify questions which you studied but you couldn't attempt correctly. This is the major area of weakness. This is your weakness exactly. So now identify your strength. Same way, some topics you will realize that okay, I didn't study it, I didn't revise it, but still I was able to attempt that question and I scored 3 out of 10, 3 out of 8, or 4 out of 6 without even studying that topic or without even practicing that topic. So this, identify your weaknesses, identify your strengths. This will help you to give a kickstart. You will have a broad mind, like how, from which topic, which subject you have to start. So make a list of all your strengths and weaknesses. So now after following step 1, we have what, we have a list of strength and weaknesses. Okay, so this is our first deliver. First topic is to identify our strength and weaknesses, first step. Okay, now coming to the step number 2, list your resources. This is the most important thing. Students forget to do this, but it is most important part, because ideally you have to do 4 things. You have to select a question bank, you have to have a question bank, either it is a printed one, published one, or you can make your own question bank, okay, through MTP, RTP, past attempt questions. Then you should be having handwritten notes, or if you don't have handwritten notes, then you can use super summary notes, or you have to make super summary notes. You can use reference book here. If you don't have that, you can use reference books. Okay, and then you need to have super summary notes. How to make super summary notes, we will discuss it in the step number 7 there. But super summary notes, you got to have it, you have to prepare it. Okay, handwritten notes, if you have not prepared, you can use references. but you, for super summary notes, you have to make it, and then quick revision lectures. So basically this is a 1 2 3 4 are the mandatory parts, like you have to study from these. Step number 3 is make a broad plan. You should be having, you ought to have a broad plan. Broad plan is like today is 21st of September, so you will have around 75 days. So what you have to do in 75 days, this is 75 days, that is roughly 75 days into 12 hours, that is 900 hours. So what you have to study in 900 hours, basically you have to divide it in two parts. Basically this is 450 and 320. This makes it a total of 450 and 320, 770. So what about the balance 130 hours? 130 hours is for revision. Okay, so roughly if you see, you have group 1 and group 2. So group 1 FR, SFM, audit, law. So roughly 120 hours, 120 hours, 120 hours. 3 subjects should be 120 hours, and then 4 subjects, that is audit 100 hours, law 100 hours, DT 100 hours, and IDT 100 hours. So these 4 subjects should be 100 hours, and 3 subjects should be 120 hours. So that is roughly 400 hours plus 360 hours, that is roughly 760 hours. So this is tallying. So this is our calculation basically for each subject. We have to complete FR, SCMP and SFM in 120 hours. 120 hours is ideally 10 days. If you have considered 12 hours standard efficiency, so that is 10 days. So what we have to do, we don't have to study 10 days all at once. We have to bifurcate it. We have to bifurcate. How we have to bifurcate it? 10 days if you are talking about, then you have to bifurcate into 3 parts. I'll see you. It is around 7 days for first study, then 2 days second revision, or say first revision, and 1 day for second revision. Okay, so this way 10 days you have to allocate. So now we have a broad idea that we have like what do we want and how much do we have. That are two different things. So we have 7 days, exactly 7 days for one subject. So what I suggest is you should start with like you can start with SCMP and SFM. So you can start with SCMP and SFM. So what you have to do is you have to pick up 2 subjects, and for 2 subjects you will be having 15 days around roughly. So you have to study 2 subjects in 15 days. So this is our roughly overall plan. So based on the idea that you on your strength and weaknesses, you will be identifying that which subject you have to do. Like if you have scored 21 in SCMP, so if you have scored SCA minimal score in one of the subjects, then you should pick that subject, plus you should pick some other subject like SFM or FR, and plus you should start with some subject called audit, maybe audit or maybe law. That depends on you. Maybe audit you can start, or maybe law you can start. Okay, so I'll show you how. What you have to do is SCMP, then FR or SFM, then audit or law. Okay, so SCMP you can study for 5 hours, FR around 4 hours, and audit and law for 2 hours. So that is roughly 11 hours you can start with. Okay, and if you want to give 5 hours, you can start with 5 hours, and this will be 12 hours. So this should be your broad category. In 15 days you have to do this. Okay, why I am pushing audit and law? Because it is around 2 hours, like 1 or 1.5 hours. 1.5 hours is roughly revision part basically. So how we are going to study is, we are going to study 3 subjects. For each subject roughly we have around 125 hours. and roughly 10 to 15 days per subject, because the time audit and law would take would be lesser than the time IDT and IDT would take. Okay, so this is the most important thing. You have to prioritize major topics in every subject. So once you know which subject to study, you should plan which chapter you should study. So this way you will be knowing subjects, order of subjects, order of subjects, order of topics. So based on that, or based on your strength and weaknesses, okay, you have to identify strength and weaknesses in step 1 and use that to basically make a broad plan we are talking about. Now we should talk about a detailed subject wise plan. So like each and every step in this process is important. Step 1 basically is to identify your strength and weaknesses. Step 2 is to identify resources you are going to study. Step 3 was a broad plan. Okay, now step 4 comes the detailed plan. Okay, so detailed plan how you have to make is be selective while studying. MCQ, students ask me many times that MCQ, whether we have to go for MCQ or whether we have to do a detailed study for MCQ, because normally the questions which are not asked as a full-fledged sum from those topics, MCQs are formed. So I don't think you should, just because MCQ is being formed from that chapter, that way you should study 100% of the syllabus and you revise 100% of the syllabus. You have to study smart. You have to study only 80% of the syllabus. Okay, so now like for each subject you have identified the topics. Now you should categorize the questions of that topic into 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 3 star being the most important. If you have 100 questions in some, then you should practice only 50, or you should look at only 50, and from 50 you should mark this is 1 star questions, this is 2 star questions, and this is 3 star questions. And some questions like this we have to do once, then we have to revise it in first revision, and then this is in second revision. So you are getting my point. Now one of my student asked me that how should I identify if some question is important or not. So basically everyone tells you that if it covers the major part of that topic, then it is important. But I'll tell you a different strategy. So what you should do, you should attempt the entire question of above average level, not of average level, above average level. So if you think you can solve that question at one stretch in one go without making any major mistakes, like if you are able to solve 90% of that sum, then you should leave all the sums below that level and you should solve only the above that level question only you have to solve. Now you have categorized the questions. Now you should start with the easy but important topic, basically like mutual funds. That is easy but important topic. So topics which are easy but important, you should start with that. Now you have to allocate hours to each topic. So you have made the list of topics like topic number 1, topic number 2, topic number 3. On basis of your weakness and strength, you have categorized the topic that in this order I will be studying. Now you should see, like I will be needing 20 hours for this, 10 hours for this topic, 5 hours for this topic. That way you have to give a basic allocation to every topic. So now you have made a detailed plan. So basically how you have to do, I'll give you an example in audit. Basically audit I have given, like audit you have to complete it in 100 hours as we have talked earlier. So 100 hours, what you have to do, one part is studying, one part is revision. So revision part is of around 20 hours and studying part is around 80 hours. So this is a very detailed plan. If I tell you, if you could see it properly, then this is category number 1, category number 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to study in this order only. Okay, so category 1 has these topics: limited companies, audit report, ARC, GFS, this. Then category 2, category 3, then category 4, and that category 5. So I have taken the source as PG charts. Okay, so PG charts has following questions, following page number, and which will be around roughly will take this hours. And then the source number 2 is PG scanner. So you have to, what you have to do is you have to watch revision lecture, then you have to revise the theory from PG charts, then you have to attempt questions from PG scanner. Okay, you getting my point? This is the very detailed plan. Like this is 2010 2020, and roughly you will get to know like around 80 hours how you have to study. This is a very crisp plan of the audit chapter. So this way you have to allocate time to each topic, that they, okay, I'll be studying topic number 1 in these many hours. Okay, now once you have done this detailed planning of each subject, now you have to allot the slot. Before coming to slot part, we have to I'll tell you how to study any topic. Okay, basically there should be 4-step model. First step should be watch quick revision. Then second step should be practice the practical sums or revise the text. If with the theory subject, then you should revise the text first, then you should attempt compiler questions, or for practical you can practice the sums. Okay, then you have to attempt compiler questions, and then at the end of topic, what you have to do is you have to prepare a 1-page quick summary. Quick summary is like a super summary. It's not summary, it's a super summary of that chapter. So that is 1 page 1 chapter. 1 page 1 chapter you have to make. This is my notes, audit notes. This is chapter number 2, like audit strategy, planning and programming. So what happens is, like this is chapter number 2, so it has all the notes, all the questions, all the topics here. Okay, till here. Now here chapter number 3 is starting. So before these, chapter number 2, this one, page number 4, page number 3, page number 2, and this is page number 1. So what we have done in page number 1 is we have written all the topics, only the topics, not anything in detail. So if you see benefits of audit plan, benefits of oral audit strategy, factors considered while establishing. So what I have done is I have written ab to papa. You cannot see it because it's scanned, but darting a. So this is my mnemonic part. Okay, so same way I have done all for all the questions, like what all topics are there in this chapter, I have summarized it here only. Okay, so if you have some mnemonic, you can write that mnemonic. If I think some mnemonic is there here also, same way here also, same way here also. And now I have written 5 points, and so now what the major intention behind this exercise is of making super summary notes. Basically making super summary notes. This is super summary notes are of 4-5 pages, 10 pages. This is super summary notes. Super summary notes, the intention of this is when you see this question, the benefits of audit plan. So if you are here, the point will automatically say that attention to important areas, timely resolution, proper organization, proper selection. So you want to be giving emphasis on retaining it. You would be trying to memorize it, you will be trying to retain it. But once if you have made this, now you will try to recall it. Okay, what are the benefits of audit plan? So now you will see that okay, here it is A up, that is T, P, D and E. So now you will remember that okay, from A this is timely procession, it's proper organization, proper selection. So this way you will remember that. You will try to remember from your mind. You will insist your mind to speak rather than you insist your eyes to read. So this way super summary notes will be helping to you to revise and helping you to summarize and make your notes crisp. So this is the most important thing I wanted to tell you, that you should make quick summary note of. Signing off. Thank you, Rishi Rishabh Jain.